Now, the deduction that I get asked about the most is the home office deduction. And I understand why. A lot of you do some or all of your work at home, and you want to be able to benefit from that. Now, the home office deduction is a great deduction. However, it's one of the more complicated ones. Now, the IRS has published a really handy publication, Publication 587. It's an only 34-page read if you want to read what the IRS took 34 pages to write. Now, if you don't want to read that, then let me give you the highlights of it and break it down for you a little bit. First off, in order to claim a home office deduction, there's two key concepts you need to understand. The first is exclusive use, and the second is principal place of business. Let me give a little bit more detail on that. Exclusive use is easy. Do you have an area in your home that's specifically set aside as a home office? This could be a spare bedroom. This could be a corner of a living room, etc. As long as it's been specifically set aside to be used as a home office and has no other uses. I get asked about home office deduction a lot because sometimes therapists will grab a couch cushion and do a telehealth therapy there, or just prop themselves up in bed and do work there. Those don't count, unfortunately. It needs to be an exclusively set aside area in your home. Now, the second important concept is the principal place of business. Now, this specifically is going to refer to the type of activities you do in your home office. It needs to be the principal place where you are performing administrative and management type activities. This can include billing, setting appointments, bookkeeping, etc. Those more high-level activities to keep your business operating. Those are what needs to be done for the majority in your home office. Now, there's no rule that says you can't have multiple offices or multiple locations you do work. The only qualifier is that your home office needs to be the main place where you do the majority of those administrative and management tasks. Now, obviously, there's a lot of nuance that goes into that deduction. Feel free to leave any comments below with questions you have, and I'll answer them as I'm able to, or ask your tax professional to help you work through that deduction. Those are the requirements to claim it, but how does it actually calculate out? Well, that part's a lot easier. You have your home office, you determine its square footage. You have your total home square footage, and you take the ratio, or home office divided by total area of the home to get your percentage or ratio that you can use. Let's use a simple example. Your home office is 100 square feet. Your whole home is 1,000 square feet. That comes down to 10%. The type of expenses you can claim are your mortgage interest, your rent if you're renting a place, utilities, insurance, etc. You'll take those expenses, apply that 10% or whatever your ratio is to those amounts, and that's the portion that can be deducted on your business tax return. Your business does not need to pay these expenses itself to claim that deduction. Also, another point on that is any necessary improvements you make to the home office area might be 100% deductible on your tax return. Let me give you an easy example. If a hairstylist wants to open up a hair salon in a spare bedroom of her home, she might need to have a plumber come and pipe in water for a new sink to be installed in that room. That kind of deduction could be 100% deductible because it was only done exclusively for the purpose of that home office to be a working area. Now, again, there's a lot of nuance and a lot of gray area and questions. Now, if you have questions, leave a comment below. I'm happy to answer questions when I'm able to. And honestly, I hope you do have questions because I covered all these deductions on a very high level. There's a lot of details and specific situations that could change things for you, hopefully for the better. But you can't know until you ask about them. Now, I want you to remember, go ahead and follow and subscribe so you can see any future tax tips we offer, as well as be notified of any of our events we're holding.